All right, game number 2 between University of Maryland and Towson University. This is going to be on MLG Test Bug, and I'm going to put up the tab now. This is going to be unnamed player, the Zerg down here in the bottom. He is representing Towson, and then Zelabris up here, the Terran, the red Terran. He is going to represent University of Maryland. This is MLG Test Bug, obviously causing some confusion among the players. This is a fan-created map, I believe. It won a contest made just for MLG, became very popular among the MLG players, and is now used in multiple pro tournaments, mostly because of its 3-point spawn. You can either spawn up here where Zelabris is, you can spawn down here where unnamed player is, or you can spawn over here. And with 3-player maps are very uncommon, so very interesting to see these kinds of maps. Also, there are these Xel'Naga watchtowers that are blocked by rocks, and these Xel'Naga towers actually have indicators as to where they spawn off. Those Xel'Naga towers give vision only up to these rocks, which are in front of each player's natural. The Xel'Naga tower will reach out to here for Zelabris' natural. Also, another interesting thing about this map is that gold bases don't have rocks in the middle where the command center goes. They have rocks blocking the mining. Again, very interesting feature. It actually caused a ruckus in MLG when MMA landed his base here and then tried to destroy the rocks, but instead destroyed his own command center and then ended up winning. It was a very interesting game. So far, nothing interesting happening here yet. We have a fast expansion down for Zerg. He's going to try and get a very early economic lead. I believe this is a 15 hatch with no pool or gas down yet. Meanwhile, Zelabris getting his barracks down and no gas yet. He's at 16 supply and hasn't made any gas. Just going to try and perhaps do a fast marine rush. The drone now getting in here, and a depot, really fast depot going down. Don't want to lose that SCV. It would be bad if he lost that SCV. All right, another SCV comes down to save it. The depot only about halfway done, and the marine about to finish. A second marine on the way. This hatchery about half of the way through. Meanwhile, gas and pool going down for our Zerg player. Gas just finishing. This is, I believe, 15 gas and 15 pool. Meanwhile, at the front of Zelabris' base, still no gas yet. Just more marines on the way. And a fast expansion out of Terran. This is very unusual for Terrans against Zerg, but it is still a strategy nonetheless. The Zerg, the Terran, after scouting that fast expansion, know that he can take his expansion safely. Queen coming out at the main for Zerg, but not much else coming out for Zerg except more drones and overlords. At the front, there are of Zelabris' base, 3 Marines already out to defend this expansion against the 0 units that Zerg has out so far. Still no gas down. It's very interesting. Just getting supply depots and Marines. 2 SCVs coming down now to build 2 more barracks in front of Zelabris' natural. He's going to have 3 barracks, all without add-ons, trying to wall off his natural. This is a very interesting decision. And now 3 Marines pushing out, taking out Zerglings that are trying to scout. Very nicely done by Zelabris, preventing any scouting. A Spine Crawler already down for Zerg at his natural. No gas being mined yet. He's trying to save up as many minerals as he can, trying to get more Zerglings and Spine Crawlers. I got roommates behind me watching, and they like to just make as much fun as me as they can. So if you hear any weird noises, it's them, I swear. More barracks almost done for Terran. He's getting that command center down at his natural. As many Marines as he can. It looks like he would do some sort of aggression, but he's instead trying to just maintain this Xel'Naga tower in the middle. This Spine Crawler up for Zerg. 100 minerals there. And good defense, but if there is no attack coming anytime soon, then I don't think it was worth the investment. A lair already going down for Zerg. It's quite an early lair. No other tech up. Not even Zergling speed has begun. This is his first 100 gas he's now spending on this lair. Drones pulled off of mining gas, I believe. There are only drones now putting drones back in gas to mine. This lair incredibly early, but now a bunch of Marines at the front for Zelabris, and no Banelings to speak of for unnamed player. He could do a lot if he had any Banelings at his base, but a tech lab going down for one of the barracks for Zelabris. No no SCVs sent to mine at the natural yet, but 2 gases already down in the main. No gases down at the natural, and no SCVs moved over. Tech lab now finishing and another tech lab, now finishing at, and a third tech lab. He's going for 3 tech lab barracks at the front of his natural. I'm curious to see. He is getting Marauders. He's getting Marauders against this Zerg army. Not very common, but he's possibly just assuming roaches at this stage in the game, which is fairly smart. He might have scouted this lair. He could assume that there are roaches with upgrades coming. He has a lot of Marines out to prevent any sort of Mutalisk harass. Speed just started. He has a long time to wait before speed finishes. And still no Baneling Nest to speak of. Factory just now finishing for Terran inside his base. Where is it? He already has 2 more barracks up, and this factory is now finishing, and an engineering bay to possibly get upgrades and maybe turrets in the future. Baneling Nest just now going down for Zerg in his base. Let's see if... Oh, right. No. Baneling Nest. Here's the Baneling Nest, as well as double Evo Chambers. This is very interesting. This is definitely for upgrades. Trying to get the fastest melee upgrades he can. Oh, but this scan... And he's clicking around. He sees all of these buildings going down. Terrence knows what's coming. He knows that there are Banelings, but it doesn't matter. He's already pushing out with these Marines and these Marauders. These Zerglings all dying. They didn't see that this was coming. Some of them came off to attack. More Marines coming in to this Spine Crawler, but now the units all joining together, going to take down the Spine Crawler with ease. All these Zerglings still have no speed. Now trying to morph into Banelings, but there are so few of them. These Marines and Marauders going to try and focus them down. He's not focusing these Banelings. They could finish in time. He's microing these Marines so that they don't get all the splash damage. More Zerglings coming in. The Banelings come in, take out the Marauders, don't do enough damage. The Marauders just going to go down. All the Marauders down, but there's still a bunch of Marines left in this base. They take out all the Zerglings. More Zerglings coming down. A lot are on the way. 24 on the way. These 7 Marines going to do so much damage. Tons of Zerglings now coming out, but Terran has this nice funnel in the back of the mineral line. He's going to do a little bit of micro, try and not get surrounded. He's doing so much damage. All of those Zerglings going down. Even more going down. More morphing into Banelings, but they're standing right next to this one Marine. And finally, that push is completely cleared up. There's a bunker at the front for Terran, and he's going to salvage it and get another wave of Marine Marauder to attack. He's just had such great macro while that push was going on, and he did so much damage. As we can see, 9 workers killed for Terran and 48 units total. He's actually a total 20 food ahead of his opponent. He knows that he can stand to do even more damage with this next push, but will he move out is the question. He's still producing out of 5 barracks, and a starport going down, a reactor on this factory, as well as 2 more reactors on these barracks. Can use this to get... No, he's moving the starport over to get a bio ball. He's going to get medevacs for his Marines and Marauders, but Mutalisks are already on their way out for Zerg. Stuck on 2 bases, he has He's going for the Mutaling Baneling play. 5 Mutalisks now out on the field. Looks like they're rallied to the back of Terran's base to do some harass. Baneling speed on the way. Combat shields almost done for Terran, as well as level 1 armor for his units. And medevacs are on the way, as well as Marauders. Reactors now just finishing on these barracks. And a tech lab going down for this factory so that he can get tanks, as well as depots all around this. This is nice surrounding on this SCV line to prevent Zergling run-bys, but it can be dangerous when mutas come in to do serious damage to these SCVs. Coming in to try and do damage, but there's so many Marines back here. He's going to try and go around to the back of the base, get a nice bit of harassment on, but the turret is already almost finished there, and there are some Marines in the back. I heard them stem, coming in to do damage, taking out those mutas, taking out another one. There's 3 mutas left in this pack of 5 mutas that began. Coming back down to the front of the base, there are a lot of Marauders at the front, and a lot of Marines stationed in the back to try and force away these mutas, but there aren't many left. 2 more on the way. Zerg not being able to make as many mutas as he would like, and now Marine Marauder force trying to take down these rocks in the middle of the map to get that Zelnaga. Another base going down for Terran in the 3rd, getting that base up before Zerg has a chance to expand. Only a few Mutalisks, a few Banelings, and a bunch of Zerglings here, but he is getting melee level 2 on the way, while Terran is getting siege tanks and siege mode already halfway done. 2 medevacs on the way, as well as armor level 1. Mutas in the back of the base going to come in and try and harass again. Maybe. No, there are only 3 of them. They can't do that much damage, especially with a turret in both mineral lines. And now Zerg, it looks like, getting a base far away, and Terran deciding to just build a turret for some reason. Zerg canceling that hatchery to then take off that builder. Very strange play by both players. Getting a hatchery very far away from a Zerg base, but at the same time, Terran deciding to get there and build a turret in the middle of absolutely nowhere. Marines coming around to do some scouting. A drop coming in. Oh, but oh no. 2 drones coming in to make a hatchery. We'll see that drop coming in. Will he drop onto that hatchery? He's decided to do so. He's left a Marauder behind to do some harassment on that third base, but the dropship is going to come in and do some damage while he's also pushing in the middle of the map, doing a lot of damage, taking out creep teamers. There isn't much that he can do. All the Zerglings and Banelings running in are going to do a ton of damage, and the frame rate slows incredibly. You can't really see much of what's going on. However, the Marauders are getting focused down by these Mutalisks. They can't shoot up. All the Zerglings and Banelings gone thanks to those tanks. There is a Marine left. They are going to try and take down this Xel'Naga Watchtower. Meanwhile, this third base for Terran has just finished. More units streaming in for Terran. He has a Marine Marauder tank force that is very strong. This Marine and Marauder here have taken out that third, and it's now 3 base Terran against 2 base Zerg. It's not a very good situation for a Zerg player, and he doesn't have much vision anymore because of the denial of that creep spread. Medevac getting taken out by these Mutalisks. There aren't many units left for Zerg. He can't really, there isn't much he can do. He has a full 60 supply behind his Terran buddy, and there's just not much left. Zergling's coming in here to clean up this area so he can expand, but I don't think there's much he can do. Terran is just so far ahead. Tanks now sieging up outside. The entire Marine Marauder force for Terran just going to be able to walk in. Tons of Banelings morphing in for Zerg. As 12 whole Banelings, but I'm not sure what they can do against tanks and Marauders. 2 upgrades coming up for Terran, 2 attack, 2 defense, while just more Marines, more tanks, more Marauders. It's a very deadly force, even getting more turrets at his home base. Zerg trying to expand to this far away third again, but I don't know if he will be able to hold it with this push coming in. This Xel'Naga Tower still not revealed. If either player could hold on to this, it would be great. This is going to be attack with a simultaneous drop for Terran, sieging up those tanks in the back, trying to make sure that he doesn't get demolished by these Zerglings and Banelings. There are a huge number of Banelings here, total of 12 Banelings with a couple of links to support. Here they come. They're trying to wrap around, get in play, but the tanks get nice shots off, and Banelings all just go away. Banelings focusing on the tanks, not the best idea. They get a lot of Marauders, but I think all the Marines also went down. There are no Marines left in this army. There's a bunch of tanks and a bunch of Marauders, and these Mutalisks can do a huge amount of damage now. All these tanks just caught completely naked with no Marines to help. No Marines coming in. Only a couple more, about 4 more coming in to help out, and these tanks are all going to have to retreat. 1 Mutalisk down. More Marauders getting sniped. This is not very good for Terran. He took a lot of damage in that play. Medevac coming in, rally points getting the best of him, losing all of these units that he should not be losing. More Marines coming in to try and fight off, but there is a drop in this base, taking out plenty of drones, as well as this Medevac here. Just a lot of damage being dealt in the back of Zerg's base. Meanwhile, this third is fully saturated for Terran. No gas up yet, but he is still doing them upgrades. He has +1 coming down for tanks, +2, almost done for infantry. Lots of Marines on the way to focus down those Mutalisks. This Mutaling Baneling is very powerful, but he is only down to 30 food against Terran's 120 food. There is almost no way that if Terran can lose this game, I think if he holds on well enough, he can eventually take out everything that is here, because there are just not many drones left for Zerg, and he can't get enough economy up to keep this going. At this point, Terran can easily just march in and win this game. Command center going down at the gold for Terran. Getting another base ahead of Zerg. It's going to be really hard. Not many drones mining up here. And at this point, I don't really know what Zerg can do. There are just barely any drones left. Easily could just walk in and take this game. Probably trying to stay cautious, not get too cocky from all the damage he's been doing. Another drop in the main with Marauders and Marines. This could possibly do more damage, especially with Mutas coming out to try and fight off this main attack in the front. These units going to come forward and take out these Mutalisks. Meanwhile, in the back of this base, there's nothing left that Zerg can do. He's not even trying to fight off this base, this drop. The main attack coming in, nothing left, and unnamed player is going to GG, and that will be another win for the University of Maryland.